In this video, I'm going to solve this question. Let the probability density function of a random variable x be as follows. So we are given that f of x is equal to this for values of x between 0 and 2 and f of x is 0 otherwise, and we have to figure out the value of f1, and it's clearly given over here that our answer should not be in terms of c. Well, because our answer cannot be in terms of c, so before we figure out the value of f of 1, we first have to figure out the value of this c. Okay, and to figure out the value of c, I'm going to use this condition. Okay, so in this question, we are working with a continuous random variable, right? So this x that we have over here, this is a continuous random variable. It can take any value in this particular range, and this is the probability density function for that. So now let's use this second condition to figure out the value of c. So as per this second condition, if we integrate f of x over all the possible values of x, so the possible values of x are from 0 to 2, then this should be equal to 1. So this implies that we integrate from 0 to 2 c 4x minus 2x square dx equal to 1. C is a constant, so we can take it out. So this implies c, and now we just have to integrate 4x minus 2x square dx equal to 1. So this implies c. The integration of 4x is going to be 4x square by 2 minus 2. The integration of x square is going to be x cube by 3. Over here we have 0 and over here we have 2, and this is equal to 1. And now we just have to put these values to solve for c. So this implies, and by the way, we can write 2 over here. So c, in the first bracket we have 2 multiplied by 2 square minus 2 cube divided by 3 minus, in the second bracket we will just have 0, right? And this is equal to 1. So this implies c, this becomes 8 minus 16 divided by 3, and this is equal to 1. This implies we can take the LCM as 3, so 24 minus 16 equal to 1. This implies c multiplied by 8 by 3 is equal to 1, and finally this implies that c is equal to 3 by 8. Okay, so now that we know the value of c, we can talk about the value of f of 1. Now see, over here I'm going to explain you what is the meaning of this f of 1, because I've seen many students getting confused about this. Now many students think that this f of 1 is actually equal to the probability that x is equal to 1, and because in this question x is a continuous random variable, then they think that this is going to be equal to 0. Well, this is completely wrong. Okay, first of all, understand what is the meaning of this f of 1, right? So let's understand the meaning in the case of a continuous random variable. So RV means random variable, and let's understand the meaning in the case of a discrete random variable. So let's say that there is some variable x, okay, and this is a discrete random variable, and this is the probability distribution. Now if x is a discrete random variable with this probability distribution, then f of 1 in this particular case would mean the probability that x is equal to 1, and this is equal to 1 plus 2 divided by 25, which is equal to 3 by 25. So if you're working with a discrete random variable, then f of 1 is equivalent to saying the probability that x is equal to 1. However, this is not the case when you're working with a continuous random variable. See, think of a continuous random variable. Let's say you think of a random variable which follows normal distribution. Okay, so think of a random variable that follows normal distribution. So let's draw a rough figure for a normal distribution over here. So I'm quickly going to draw a rough figure. So let's say this is how the normal distribution looks like. Okay, over here we have the values of x, over here we have the values of f of x, and let's say this is some value, let's say 5. Okay, now in the case of a continuous random variable, what is the meaning of, let's say, f of 3? F of 3 would mean that if x takes the value 3, right, then f of 3 is this. Okay, now in the case of a continuous random variable, f of 3 is not equal to the probability that x equal to 3. F of 3 is just going to give you this point over here. Okay, if you want to find the probability, then you have to find the area under the curve below that particular point, right? So if you want to find the probability, then you will have to find the area under the curve below this, which is going to be 0. Okay, so f of 3 is not equal to the probability that x equal to 3. So the function is something that you use to find the probability, and if you want to find the probability, you will have to integrate the function. You will have to find the area under the function. Okay, so f of 3 is going to be this. Similarly, if I ask you what is f of 7, then 7 will lie somewhere over here, let's say. Okay, so f of 7 will also be equal to this, right? So they will share the value. Okay, if I ask you what is f of 8, it will be somewhere over here. So f of 8 is going to be this. Okay, right? So basically, when they ask you what is f of 1, they are not asking you the probability that x equal to 1. The probability that x equal to 1, that is definitely going to be 0, because we are working with a continuous random variable. And for continuous random variable, the probability that the variable will take a particular value is virtually 0. But this is not what they are asking in the question. F of 1 means they are asking you the value of the function when x is equal to 1. So all you have to do is, after finding the value of c, this is how your function looks like, right? Now all you have to do is to find f of 1, you just have to put 1 in place of x. So your f of 1 is going to be 3 by 8, 4 multiplied by 1 minus 2 multiplied by 1 square. Okay, and now let's solve this. So f of 1 is actually equal to 3 by 8. This will become 4 minus 2. So this is 3 by 8 multiplied by 2. So this is 3 by 4, and this is your right answer. So f of 1 is 3 by 4. Okay, so I hope this distinction is clear, that if you're working with a continuous random variable, f of 1 is just the height, you can say, of the function. Okay, it is not equal to the probability. For probability, you have to do the integration of the function. But if you're working with a discrete random variable, and if you are given a function, then f of 1 is equal to the probability that x equal to 1. Okay, so the right answer is 3 by 4.